Danny Ball
Where are you from?
from Hutchinson.
Hey, funny you
Kansas.
should ask. I'm Joe Sauer from Wichita.
I'm Joey Sauer from Wichita.
Bob Wilt from Valley Center.
Mark Morney, Wichita.
Now, how did this group of guys all come together and form this band?
Three of us were in a show band, a big 12-piece show band, and Bob, you were kind of doing a country thing, and then Mark was playing with various bands, and we've known each other for a long time, and Mark sat in with us on some of our shows, and we played different things, and we just decided, we're going to do more music that we want to play and hope that translates to the crowd. And so we're picking songs a little more obscure, not stuff you'll hear on the radio, 10 hours a day, and it seems to work. The crowd seems to dig what we're finding, and they go, "Hey, I haven't heard that song forever, but I remember it." And
Stuff we love, basically for the other acts we're in, it's the shit that didn't fit. There you go. So,
Nice. Now, with so many songs to be able to choose from, was it difficult to pick the ones you guys want to do in your sets?
Mark, how hard was it for you to pick one?
Well, it wasn't hard finding a song that I enjoyed playing, that I've been wanting to play, but I have been with the right group of guys to do it with. So now that they are, it's not that hard, because we're willing to just about take on anything.
this has actually been the easiest band in terms of picking songs. It's always been kind of a pain,
Yeah.
that process, because everyone's got their favorites, but for whatever reason we seem to be on the same page, or at least we don't all hate the same song at the same time, so it works.
My wife said we should call the band Self-Indulgence because we picked only songs that we've always wanted to play. We always wanted to hear someone play. And so, yeah, we're really picky about it, and we're real selfish about it. And the crowds have loved it too.
Now, would you say that the songs you guys have chose to do in your set are some of the artists that have influenced you guys individually?
Yeah, I think so. I know, Danny, you're bringing stuff that you like to listen to, and
Yeah,
he tends to listen to a little newer stuff than I do. And
stuff that we grew up with. And
yeah, we're getting to play stuff from our high school days and college days, and instead of having to play classic rock all night long, we're getting to move it up into the 90s and even the new millennium even. So.
Nice.
I think one of the unusual things is that we have such a diverse age group here with Danny and Joey, and then the other three of us. My influences were back in the 60s and 70s, and theirs were more 80s.
Yeah, 80s to
80s and
90s.
90s. Yeah. And they've turned me on to songs that not only have I never heard the song, I've never even heard the band name. So it's been a real neat challenge.
Kind of educating each other on the different styles of music.
Absolutely.
Nice.
We do some stuff by Little Feet that some of these guys have never been around that, put a different twist on it.
Yeah, it's a really good band, by the way.
My favorite.
Nice. Now, when did the band originally get together? How long have you guys been together now?
We our first gig was in September, so I think we started rehearsing about June.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so
last year.
we're about a year old. Yeah, not
Now,
quite.
do you remember what brought this whole thing together? Were you guys just talking about maybe doing it, or did it just kind of just mesh together and everything just fall into place for you guys?
Yeah, I think
He was our
I was
last.
the outsider.
Yeah.
They had another bassist, and he was not going to be able to commit as much as he wanted to. And through mutual friends, they got my name,
Yeah.
and I'm willing to play about anything.
He is. He
It's
is.
been a lot of fun playing with these guys.
Now let's talk a little bit about the different instruments you guys are playing on stage, which is something, just watching your sound check, I was really impressed with, because a lot of people come through and they just bring their guitars and drums and bass, but I mean, you guys bring the whole thing with you. Now, instrument-wise, let's kind of just start with you. What all instruments are you familiar with?
Danny Ball.
Yeah, I started off playing saxophone like grade school and high school, and then I actually didn't start playing guitar until probably my junior year in high school. Kind of picked it up but kept on with the sax. Played sax through college, and it's kind of nice because it adds a different flavor. Like you said, it's something different than just the guitar, but I love playing them both.
And then I noticed the accordion I mean, that's you don't see that very often on
No, that
stage.
was, I'm kind of like Danny. That was my first instrument when I was a kid, and I made I'm not sure if it's a mistake or not, of saying that yes, I do play the accordion to these guys. I said, well, you have to
Bring it
You
in.
have to have it.
Yeah.
So I probably hadn't played it in a number of years. I had to kind of get back in and woodshed on that a little bit, get back up to speed.
Now, what would you say out of all the songs you guys do is like maybe the most obscure one that you guys do?
All of them that Mark picks.
Yeah. Probably the little feet stuff.
Stuff my
Little
little feet.
Feet's not obscure, you know.
No,
that.
no,
we
not
don't-
at
What
all.
about, well, Jamiroquai's not obscure, so I don't know if there's anything that people will go, I've never heard that, but it's going to be, I haven't heard that in a long time. So it,
Yeah, it's not in the top 10 or top 50 rotation. And it, you know, I think we do a Led Zeppelin song that I didn't know they had ever done, an old blues song that they had covered. And so it was obscure enough. So to me, the most obscure one was Since I've Been Loving You, an old blues song that.
Wow.
we do it by the Otis Clay version.
Yeah,
do
we-
cover
yeah.
to cover.
Nice.
We
nice.
played it and someone says, I love that Led Zeppelin song you do. And I go, good times, bad times. I've always liked it. Huh? No, that other one. I go, oh, I didn't know. So yeah, that might be.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, what do you guys got coming up? Do you have other shows booked right now, or is that something you're working
Yeah,
on?
we've got the Naked City April 30th in Wichita,
Yes.
down in Old Town.
Naked City
And
Gallery.
Naked City Gallery. That would make a lot more sense. And then we've got a club called Eno's Wine Bar down in Old Town in Wichita. So it's an outdoor thing. When the weather's nice, we like to play outdoors. We have some other things in the works, but we're not booked yet, so
So you guys gonna try and have a real busy summer, getting out doing a bunch of shows?
yeah,
And,
yeah. Old Town's kind of rocking when the weather's nice, and so it's a good time for us to get out there and do our thing. So.
now, what about doing festivals? Is that something you guys are up for, or have you done festivals
all of us
before?
have done that in other bands. We just haven't done that yet. You know, we're trying to get our feet underneath us a little bit and test out our material and see what works and see what doesn't. And so after tonight, we'll be a lot farther along in that process. But yeah, we'll do festivals. Like to do opening bands, things that we've done before. So.
Now, what about original material? Do you guys have original material? And
Not yet.
is
We've
that
talked
something-
about it. Some of us have written things.
No, not some of us. He's written an album.
He wrote a song, and
Yeah.
we've all dinked around. He's written stuff, and so, but not as a collaborative effort yet. But we've talked about it.
Yeah, we have some to work with. We just haven't picked it. And
Yeah.
actually, Bob did say something. He said, there's so many good songs. Let's make sure we don't
Write a crap.
write a crap one and force ourselves to do that. So, I mean, we really have found ourselves a little bit by learning this variety of stuff. Everything from a Cajun thing from Little Feet to a blues thing, you know, to
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex. Yeah, it's just, so when we do original stuff, that flavor, or rather flavors, will come out. So it's been good to find that. Because literally, we were all in costumes in a show band before. I mean, he led the horn section, you know, and it's just very different. And so we're finding our way through this. Yeah.
Nice. So maybe within the next year or so, you guys might get in and put something in, record a full-length
It's a
original
goal of
album.
ours is to at least toy with it and see what happens.
Do you have a label you want to sign us to?
No, we should start one.
Yes, you should.
So where can people find you guys on the internet if they want to look
Of course,
you up?
Facebook, Dave Stallion, go look for Stallion. We are on YouTube. I think if you look at Wichita bands and then put Stallion, you'll see a lot of videos from a show we did last fall. Yeah, last fall. And we'll constantly be posting more of those things on there as we find them worthy. Our set list is on there, lots of pictures from other shows and information about upcoming things. So social media is kind of the best tool out there.
On that subject of the social media sites, you think that's been a big help for you guys?
Yeah, it's truly a word of mouth advertising. They've always talked about that, but for the first time, you actually have a tool that really does it for you. And it's a click of the button, and you just had your word of mouth. And so it's amazing. You start a new Facebook page, and you have 0 friends, and within hours, you have 160 friends within hours. So it's an amazing tool. It's the only form of free advertising I know of that exists right now.
I put up an announcement last night about this, and the first person that liked it was in California, Lloyd Miller. The next one was a drummer in Florida. And the next one was my cousin, who then picked it up and put it out to all her friends.
Nice.
And so the coverage was amazing. And in 13 minutes,
Yeah.
we were literally Florida, California, and throughout the Midwest. So it's great.
And we didn't have to mess around trying to build a website, come
Yeah.
up with
Yeah.
Yeah.
artwork and all
Put
that.
posters up. Putting posters up and handbills, that's a tiresome, laborious,
That it is.
It's old school.
Yeah.
old school,
Oh, yeah.
cost ineffective, but very effective if you can get them in the right place.
Now, let's just talk a little bit about the band's name. How did you guys decide on that?
I have no idea. It was a
I
joke,
came up
maybe? I don't know.
came up with it, and it was kind of tongue-in-cheek. And someone said it sounded a little bit like a Chippendales act. And so I've always kind of, that was after the Merchant Marine and before the Army, I was doing that a lot. And, and
I don't know.
What's
It's
so-
funny. I think it works with us because we take the music seriously, but we don't take ourselves seriously. We're here to have fun. And so that's a good way. I mean, that kind of Stallion's it's a strong word, but it's kind of silly at the same time, you know. And so it works for us. We didn't have any other better.
Seems like you
ideas.
have the right attitude for it too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Thanks.